Dzień dobry. Assalamu alaikum. Ciao, konnichiwa. Good morning, bonjour. It's Ken at 10. How are you today? I hope you're all well. And welcome if you haven't been here before. This is Ken at 10. We broadcast daily at 10 o'clock live from our offices in Southwest London. And we talk about property, all sorts, selling, buying. And I've brought Rishi along today, as you can see. We're going to talk about the potential extension which is coming. Lots of that in the news today. Some new rumours coming from all the major papers. Major headline. I'll come on to that. Also got a quote of the week for you today. And if you haven't been here before, welcome. Thanks very much for coming. If you've returned, then thanks for coming back. Please like, share and subscribe. Now let's get on to the headlines, get straight into it. Today, a couple of the headlines that caught my eye in property. First one was from the Daily Telegraph and BBC News, which is that a rebellion over fire safety costs. Many of you will know that I've been saying for some time that I'm pretty angry that all these leaseholders trapped in their homes have had to pay out huge amounts of money for defects that are no fault of their own, for building regulations that were frankly inadequate, and builders which were looking to save costs. And I think that it's about time the government stepped in and did something about it. I know they've come up with a fund. It's too little, too late. It's not enough, and it's not effective enough. And today, I'm pleased to say, Tory rebels will attempt to force the government to cover the costs for all people affected by unsafe cladding. As MPs vote on the fire safety bill, the amendment, which has been tabled by backbenchers Royston Smith and Stephen McPartland, has the backing of 34 Tory MPs and cross-party support. And it's calling for the government to provide cash flow to pay for any works up front in relation to cladding, and subsequently introduce levies on those responsible to claw back the money over the next 10 years. This is sensible. This is exactly what's needed. If accepted by the government, it would mean that the freeholder could not pass on the cost to leaseholders. That would be amazing. And I hope there would be recompense for all those people that have been already affected. Massive costs locally as well to different people. And I would love to see that happen. So watch this space. We'll keep you updated on that. Love to see that go through. London is home to most prime properties. This is a bit of good news about London. You know, we hear a lot about London being, the place where no one's going to want to go anymore. And, it's all doom and gloom, isn't it? So it's nice to see a big positive headline there. And this is from Knight Frank. And they do have some very good researchers at Knight Frank. They say there are now 521,653 ultra high net worth individuals. And that's people who are worth more than 30 million, including their primary residence in the world. According to the annual wealth report, that's up 12,401 on the year before. In the UK, there are now 16,370 high net worth individuals and 2.1 million millionaires. The main point is that the high net worth individual threshold is $1 million, so 720,000. And with average house prices in London at £514,000, a lot of households fall into that HN1 category, HNW1 category, Knight Frank said. The research found that London had the most so-called prime homes of any city in the whole world, with more than 68,000 units valued at more than 2 million. Nice to see London getting in the headlines again. Right, now let's get into it. Quote of the week after this, but the important thing is this stamp duty thing. Rishi, I know you're inanimate at the moment, but we're going to say for you what you should, or we hope you're going to do. This is all over the news at the moment. We really hope this is going to happen. The stamp duty holiday will be extended to the end of June. This would be fantastic news for the market, especially if it's not just about substantial performance and those that are already in chains or already have agreed sales moving forward. It will be a huge boost to the market. And the headlines are as follows. The Chancellor will use his March budget to extend the stamp duty holiday until the end of June. According to the Times, this is, but it's also carried by the Daily Express, the Daily Mail, the Sun and the Daily Telegraph. When you've got a cross-paper headline like this, a lot of the time they know it's substantial. And, I'm hoping that this is straight leaked directly from the government. Of course, we can't know that. And we would expect and anticipate that he'll use this March budget, which is on March 3rd. We're all looking forward to hearing that, I can tell you. So we'll see what happens there. Paul Johnson, head of the Institute for Fiscal Studies, warned that by extending the stamp duty holiday, the government was increasing the likelihood of it becoming permanent. Well, yes, I hope he is, and I hope it does. It's an unreasonable tax anyway, but I don't see them getting rid of it, as I've said many times. It's too easy for them, too easy to collect. Extending the holiday is expected to cost the Treasury about £1 billion, but I don't think that actually takes account of the boost it gives the economy, the rest of the things that rely on the property market, such as solicitors, removals firms, maintenance, builders, and everything else. It gives a huge boost to the economy in general. And the other thing it will do, I think this is quite important too, is at the moment some purchasers are using this stamp duty deadline as a bit of a stick to beat their vendors with. So they're saying, well, if you don't do this, then we're doing that. And of course, it will take that stick away if that is extended to the end of June. And the other brilliant news about it is that cuts right across the busiest part of the market in the UK, the spring buying and selling period. And by doing that, you will find the market will be on fire in the very time that it's usually busy. So I suspect we'll be incredibly busy if this happens. It's quite exciting for the market, and I do believe prices will be pushed if that happens. So yeah, really good news, I think. I'm quite excited to hear. You'll hear it first here if it happens. And obviously, we'll let you know as soon as we know. A quote of the week as well. Always like to give a bit of an inspirational quote because, it's tough out there in lockdown, isn't it? But the sun's coming out. There's a chink of light at the end of the vaccination tunnel, and we're all in that queue and getting closer. And this one's from Michelle Ruiz. And she says, if people are doubting how far you can go so far that you can't hear them anymore. Love that. If people are doubting how far you can go so far that you can't hear them anymore. Lovely stuff. That's it from Ken at 10 today. Hope you've enjoyed the show. If you have, fantastic. Come back tomorrow for another Ken at 10. Stay safe, keep your families well, and have a fantastic day.